pass the final exam. We don't have any remedial exam. That is not included in our syllabus to give you a remedial exam. And if you want to get a higher grade, you must work for it. Uh, it is not uh, because you have some problem, it will affect your exam. No, that is that is just a uh, not correlated to each other. You perform well because you study well, like Miss Pio. Miss Pio, what are your study habits? Can you share it to us? Because you get the highest score. Miss Mavis, can you share how did you strategize your study habits?
Uh, I just study your PowerPoint. Actually, I just read that and try to understand the concept and the equations, how to use that. And that's all actually.
Okay, did you listen well in my class?
Yes, mom. I listen. I mostly study during the class.
Yes. So that is the key to have a higher score. You must participate in the class. You must listen well, jot down important notes, try to solve again what we already solved, write down all the formulas so you can easily understand and memorize it. And that that is the strategy to have a better score because some of you wants to have a higher grade and uh, I need to give a remedial exam. So that is not part of our syllabus. We don't have remedial exam. The only way you can get a higher score or higher grade is to give your laboratory in better output. So I will give you higher grades and must be on time. Participate in the class, in the discussion or problem solving, and pass the exam. So we will continue discussing DC motors.
Oh no!
And
Ala, 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 ala. Bakit ka ganyan? Gusto mo ng palo, ha? Ba't ka nananakit, ha?
lalaro lang siya. Ngungulit lang naman. Yung ano masakit.
Nakot mo, masakit. Okay, ay.
Sige, okay lang naman.
No.
Akin yan naman.
Alin po? Why you do that, ha?
Wala lang siyang kalaro.
Wala kasi napansin.
Oh.
Kalaro.
Wala si Reid.
Walang nag-aalaga sila.
Ang tagabuhat kay ini. So, which topic we already discussed yesterday? Did we finish the circuit? Formula of the circuit in series, shunt, long shunt, and short shunt in DC motor?
Where's Teddy Bear? Where did you put Teddy Bear?
Yes po, ma'am.
Yes.
Where did you put Teddy Bear?
And
Teddy
for
Bear.
Monday, we don't have a class again, asynchronous again, because we will be visiting the board exam takers. They will take the board exam on Tuesday and Wednesday, so we will visit them on Monday, and I will just give you a activity in our GCR. Make sure to pass it on time and use that activity to study our subject. So for the discussion of motors, I will summarize the difference of the circuit of DC generator and DC motors. as well as the power stages and other formulas, so you can easily understand and format which one need to change and which one is the same pattern. You can get your lecture and your just lecture because the computation will be in the next meeting. We will be focusing on the formulas and the concept first. Also study the concept because sometimes in our exam, your score in the concept is mababa din. Yeah. If there is an easy question, you need to ace that all. Meaning if the easy question is 60 items or 60 points, you need to get those easy items. You must be intentionally strategic in learning our subject. You must be intentional to pass our subject. So you need those correct formula and solution to pass in our subject. Don't settle in the wrong process because it will not give you a correct answer. Don't settle for the wrong concept. It will give you a wrong answer. Okay, before we start, we will just make a summarize or summary of the formulas. DC generator versus DC motor. So in DC generator, first we have the EG, which is Ponzi over 60 times A. And in DC motor, that's the same. We will just use EB or back EMF, which is Ponzi 60 times A. The formula for parallel path is the same. Either it is lap or wave. Both generator and motor has the same formula. Next is for the circuit. We have the series. So let's say this is the basic connection of your generator and load. So this is your EG. This is RA. This is RSC. If you have a diverter, same concept, diverter is always parallel in your RSE. So if you have the RD as diverter, it is parallel in your RSE. Either generator, also in motor. Same concept. If you have a RBC or brush contact, and it is says that it is per brushes, you also need to multiply it by 2, and it is also series in your RA, series in RA in generator, same as motor. So the basic circuit, we have the RA, the RSE, the RL or our load resistance because our supply is DC. This is a resistive load. And the current in your generated EMF is your IA, and the current in your load resistance is your IL or load current. And the voltage drop here is your BT or terminal voltage. So by KVL, summation of voltage equals 0, EG minus IA times RA plus RSE minus BT equals 0. The derived formula is EG equals BT plus IA times RA plus RSC. So if there is any resistance added in the circuit, just recall the concept if it's series or parallel with a specific resistance. Then if there is a voltage drop in your brushes, we can simply add those voltage drop here. So plus BBC. Again, you need to multiply it by 2 if there is a word per brush, because brushes is always pair. That is the part of the concept. Next, in your generator, that is for generator, and for motor, because EB is in, we call it back EMF, it is in the back side of your generator, and our input is battery. Here is your BT, and this is your RARSE, and your back EMF, or EB. And the current flowing here in your battery or source is IL, and the current flowing here in your back EMF is the armature current. And when you take the KVL, it is simply BT minus IA times RA plus RSE minus EB equals 0. So to derive the formula for back EMF, EB equals BT minus IA times RA plus RSE. Take note, using the concept number 5 in the table of generating action and motoring action, EB is always less than BT. This is the concept. And your EG is always greater than BT. So you need to analyze that concept for you to easily check your solution and your answer. If your answer is not following the concept, it is wrong. Okay? And if there is a voltage drop in your brushes, simply minus 2, minus VPC. So that is for the series. If we're going to compute for the percent BR, or the ratio and proportion, we can also use that here. The percent BR, or the voltage regulation, is EG minus BT over BT times 100% in generator. When it comes to your motor, that is percent BR equals EB, or back EMF minus BT over VT times 100%. You can also use the ratio and proportion, which is EG2 over EG1 equals K flux 2 N2 over K flux 1 N1. Here you can use it also, just change EB into EB. EB2 over EB1 equals K flux 2 N2 over K flux 1 N1. Do you understand, class? Yes. Next. You can take the screenshot so you have a copy. Okay, so take the screenshot so you have a copy. Okay na? Okay na? You can write the equation of each circuit in your lecture, in your PowerPoint lecture. I just summarizing it here because it is difficult to write in this presentation because the space is too little. So I just summarize the formula. Let's say here, the shunt motor. So you can write the formula here and the long shunt and the short shunt. So in terms of shunt motor, shunt generator versus shunt motor. Kayo nang bahala dito sa shunt generator. Shunt motor, this is a VT, RF, and RA. So shunt motor doesn't have RSE. So this is VT, IL, this is IF, and this is IA, and this is RA, and this is your back unit. So shunt motor doesn't have a series field winding. The series field winding is present in series or in long shunt or short shunt compound generator. So the main component of shunt motor or shunt generator is your RF or shunt field resistance. So still your field current will have the same formula in generator as well as in motor, which is VT over RF. And your EB now, when you take the KBL, is simply BT minus IA times RA minus BBC if there is a voltage drop in the brushes. And the only difference is when you take the KVL, let's say this is junction A, and we take the KCL, this is KVL. So for the KCL, summation of current equals 0. So this time your IL is your input current, not the load current. Load current is for generator. We call IL in generator as load current. But when it is in motor, IL is line current, line or input current. It is easily to understand because your battery here is your input. In your generator, the BT is in the load side. That's why the current flowing there is the load current. But same symbol, IL, input or line current. So if we take the TCL in junction A, your input current will be entering minus the field current is leaving minus the armature current is also leaving equals 0. So we need to solve for IA or armature current. Armature current is IL minus IL. So this is the difference in motor. In generator, your armature current is IL plus IF. Do you understand, class? Okay, next. For the long shunt is the same as shunt motor. Long shunt motor. You just add RSE. So same circuit as your shunt. You just copy your shunt motor diagram. But this time, you will add RSE in series with your RA. So this is your RSE series in your RA. If it is long shunt motor. Take note your RSE is moving depends upon the connection. If it's a long shunt or short shunt. So again, the formula of long shunt motor is the same as shunt motor. We will just add RSE. So again, your EB equals VT minus IA times RA plus RSE. If there is a voltage drop in the brushes, just minus it. Or if the problem says per brush, you need to multiply it by 2. And same formula for your field current is VT over RF. Same formula for your armature current, which is IL minus IF. You can take the screenshot again. Last is the long shot, short shot motor, short shot. Why the short shunt has a uh, uh, ngayon, mas mahabang formula. Siya yung short, pero mas mahabang formula niya. Okay, so draw again your input battery. Then this time your RSE is in series with your battery. So this is BT, this is your RSE. Yeah, that is the difference in short shunt motor. And this is your RF, and this is your RA, and your back EMF. So this is EB, RA, RF, RSE, the input current, IL or the line current. This is IF or the shunt field current, and this is the armature current. If you take the KCL, it will still give you the same answer, or it's the same formula, because the direction of the current doesn't change. So IA still equals to IL minus IF. Then if we take the KBL, there is a voltage drop here now in your RSE. So that's why your formula for IF is different. So IF will be VT minus IL times RSE over RF. This is the correct formula for the IF at short shunt. If the problem is short shunt, this is your first thing to solve, your field current. And some of you guys still, the problem says short shunt, use the formula of long shunt. It will not give you a correct answer. So next, if we cross multiply here, you can also change IFRF is equivalent to BT minus ILRSE. So in order to solve for back EMF, that is simply IFRF minus IARA. And you can change IFRF into BT minus ILRSE minus IARA. If there is a given voltage drop in the process, just write it as minus. So this is the formula for short shunt motor. Do you understand, class? Okay, so that is the summarize for circuit connection in our DC motor. It is almost the same in your generator. Just make sure you understand the concept that the formula of motor is less than, your EB is less than in your BT. That's why the formula used have a minus sign. And in generator is EG is greater than BT. That's why the formula has a plus or addition sign. Next, if we go back to the PowerPoint, did I already discuss the Pony brake test? Yes or no?
Yes po.
Yes or no? Yes. So I just recall that the formula of torque is depend upon the given. So if the given is during test, it has a scale, total scale or dead weight, and effective length, you can use torque equals S minus W times length. Make sure that your scale must be in Newton and your length must be in meter to have a unit of Newton meter. So the unit of torque must be Newton meter if we are using the system international unit. And this formula is applicable only if you have this given. So if the given is not a scale or level arm, you cannot use that to solve for the torque output. So the torque output formula depends upon the power output. So this mechanical power output is part of your power stages. So we can easily understand this if we use the power stages. So there are different kind of torque uh, to be solved. So either that is torque output or torque developed. I will just discuss that in the power stages. Okay. So just skip this discussion. We will not be using this one. The formula having a constant. We will not be using this formula. So we will stick to one formula and convert the final answer. The final answer need to be HP. We will just use the conversion of 1 HP equals 746 watts. If the final answer of torque must be in pound force feet, we will just convert pound force feet into Newton meter. Because if you use this formula, there is a lot of uh, conversion or memorize other formula with other unit. Labas ka na. Ah, sige ma'am, ingat ma'am. They understand class. If you read this discussion, uh, the formula is changing based on the unit analysis. But for us to easily understand, we will just stick to one formula, then convert the final answer based on the needed in the problem. They understand class? Okay, so what is that formula for torque? So, so please read this one, volunteer. We will just be using three formula for torque. Many formula in torque, but it depends upon the given. Please read the slides about torque, Mr. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
In electromechanical systems, torque represents the turning or twisting moment of a force applied around a specific axis of rotation. It is a fundamental parameter for understanding motor output and is defined as the product of the applied circumferential force and the radial distance from the center axis. If a continuous force in newtons acts on the circumference of a pulley with a radius r in meters, the resulting mechanical torque, which is T in Newton meters, is given by.
Okay, so torque is simply the product of force times radius. Uh, all machines that is rotating is in a cylindrical form. And when it rotates, it creates a mechanical force. That's why the formula of torque is simply force times radius. Again, this is applicable only if the given is force and radius. If the given is power or other given, which is speed, you need to use other formula. Or the given is scale, you need to use the first formula. So your force must be in Newton. The unit of force is Newton. And the unit of radius is in meter. And the unit of torque is Newton meter. If the problem is asking that your final answer in torque must be in pound, force, feet, we will just convert it. So what is the conversion? 1 pound force feet is equal to 1.3558 Newton meter. Just use this conversion if the problem is asking that the unit of torque is pound force feet. And don't forget that we have a subscript of force in your unit, which is pound force, because pound can be used as unit of mass or unit of force. That's why it indicate here that it is pound force. So sometimes pounds can be used as measurement of mass. That is pound mass. But here we will use pound force. Pound force 1 pound force feet is equals to 1.3558 Newton meter. And this formula is used when you are making when you want to make a prototype, prototype which has a motors. You need to understand how many force or the radius of the hopper to be constructed, especially when you are in automation track. Example, you want to make automated uh, black pepper, pulverizing black pepper. So you will make a hopper. Let's say you will compare the hopper. So how many weight of black pepper you will put, so your motor can easily pulverize it. So what is the radius? So your motor can sustain the needed process here. The bigger the hopper, the bigger the load. O mas mabigat, kailangan mas malaking motor. So that is sometimes maximized in your third year or fourth year subject, or if you are doing your own thesis. Next, in terms of power, yeah, the relationship of torque and power. I just discuss it in the power stages. Yeah, these power stages. This is my discussion on previous class. I will rediscuss it again. So, diyang online kayo pag Thursday. Wala kayong face-to-face. Okay. Okay, so we finished discussing the formula of back EMF depends upon the circuit. As well, the two formula of torque depends upon the given. And if the given is in power, we will use the concept of power stages. So again, understand the power stages so you can easily derive the formula. It's not about more on memorization, but understanding how to derive the formula. So the concept first, like I'm always discussing to you, study the concept first for you to easily understand if you are doing the right concept, right formula. If not, you can solve anything but it is wrong. Dami ka masasolve pero mali naman. Dapat ang intention mo is pumasa. Tama yung sagot mo. Okay, so the concept first is your input power here is electrical. And your output power here is mechanical. That's why your mechanical loss is in here. The summation of mechanical loss is be near to your mechanical output. And again, same as generator, rotational loss is mechanical, friction and windage is part of mechanical, iron and friction loss is part of mechanical, stray power loss is part of mechanical. And this is P out. Then this part is your motor itself. So the part of motor itself is, we call it power develop or PDEV. So your power develop PDEV is simply equal to your back EMF times armature current because it is simply the power itself in the motor. So we represent motor as EB and the current flowing there is IA. So power developed is just EB times IA. Next, this part is your summation of copper loss or your summation of electrical loss. Again, the formula of copper loss is I squared R. Power equals I squared R. It depends upon which current is flowing to that resistor. If that is armature copper loss, so that is IA squared R, RA, or whichever resistance in series in RA. This is same concept in your generator. And this time, your P in. Your P in is electrical. So your P in is equals to BP times IL. Because it is battery, it has a voltage and current. Don't use P out equals PTIL. That is generator. Don't confuse yourself between the power stages of generator and motor. Do you understand, class? And this time, we will introduce not only power and efficiency, as well as the torque. So here, we have torque developed, or we can also call torque developed as electromagnetic torque. And in this part, because it is mechanical, it is rotating, we have T output or torque output. And we sometimes call output as shock torque. Shock torque. So torque output and torque shock is the same. Torque developed or torque electromagnetic is the same. So that is the other term. So first, the formula of output power equals 2 pi n torque output over 60. So your torque here must be in Newton meter. The unit analysis, your N must be RPM, and your power output must be in watts. Okay? If we need to get the torque output or the shock output, the shock torque, just cross multiply. So P out times 60 over 2 pi n. That is 2 pi. This is pi. Pi in your calculator equals torque output. And again, your output power is in watts and your torque output is Newton meter. If the problem has a given of HP power, just convert 1 HP into 746 watts. So that is why I'm saying to you earlier, we stick to one formula, but if we need to convert the unit, we will just use this formula and convert the unit,
Nakikipaglaro talaga sa inyo.
and not deriving another formula. Next, so this is to solve for power output or torque output. In terms of power stages, we cannot easily solve output power. We need to derive it here. So PDEV is equals to summation of mechanical loss plus P out. So this is another formula for power developed of your motor. Summation of mechanical plus P out. So in order to get the P out equals PDEV minus summation of mechanical loss. That is the only way to solve for output power, either using torque output or this one. You cannot solve it using BTIL because that is purely electricity and that is in the input part. Do you understand, class? If you use wrong concept, you will use wrong formula and it will not give you a correct answer. So if you use the formula for output power as BTIL, that is generator, that is not motor. Next, if we are going to solve for the PDEV, we have two formulas, EB times IA or summation of mechanical loss plus P out. In order to get the P out, you can use if there is given torque and speed, or this one, PDEV minus mechanical loss. So to solve for P in, simply input is current times voltage. So P in is BTIL, or you can use also the formula in generator. P in is P out plus total losses. This is the one I always use. P in equals P out plus total losses. And your total losses again is just summation of mechanical loss plus summation of electrical loss. And part of your electrical loss is the copper loss, summation of copper loss, I squared out. So you can also solve P in using the summation of copper loss plus PDEV. Yeah. So we have three formula for input power in your DC motor, BTIL, P out plus TL, or summation of copper loss, or summation of electrical loss plus power developed. Next, if we are going to solve for torque develop, if we are going to solve for the torque develop, and here we will just use the same concept here. We will just change P out as PDEV. So torque develop is simply PDEV or power develop times 60 divided 2 pi n. N is the speed in RPM. So make sure you use the wrong formula if the given is torque output, that is related to power output. If the given is power develop, that is related to torque develop. Don't mix power develop to output, or don't mix torque develop to power output. If this is torque develop, you must use power develop. If this is power output, you need to use torque output. Do you understand that, class? Okay, next is the efficiency. So again, we have three types of efficiency. Efficiency electrical, efficiency mechanical, efficiency overall. So in terms of electrical, that is simply PDEV over P in. Just see the power stages times 100%. Don't forget the 100% because efficiency is in percentage unit. Next is the mechanical efficiency is simply P out over P dead times 100%. And the total efficiency or the commercial efficiency is P out over P in times 100%. And you can also use the shortcut formula, which is total efficiency is efficiency electrical times efficiency mechanical times 100%. So that's all. Power stages plus additional formula of torque develop and torque output. You can take the screenshot again, so you will have a copy. And next to be discussed is the maximum efficiency. That is 60 to 70% of the discussion. The remaining 30% will be focusing on the relationship of torque with respect to current. So we have also a ratio and proportion of torque with respect to current. And you can change that with respect to speed. So that is for the next meeting na lang. Tapos na kayo guys, na-screenshot nyo na to. Okay, next. So again, you can, whatever I discuss, you are the one who will write it down in your lecture notes or in your notebook so you can easily summarize the formula. Next is maximum power developed. So what is the concept of maximum efficiency? If we are going to recall the concept in DC generator, what is the concept in maximum efficiency? Anyone? That is included in your midterm exam in concept part. What is the concept in maximum efficiency? Miss Barredo?
No, baby.
Yes, that is.
Pick it up again. Pick it up. Enough. Ano, yeah. Ay, masaya pa. Masaya pa, ma'am. Masaya pa siya. I see,
So don't forget that the concept of maximum efficiency states that your variable loss is exactly equal to the constant loss. So your BL is equals to CL. And I will summarize the difference of the formula of maximum efficiency of generator versus motor. Hindi lang kasya dito.
Ano, yeah.
Okay, so generator versus motor in terms of maximum efficiency. So again, both machine have the formula of maximum, have the concept. Both of them utilize the concept of BL equals CL. And your BL is IA squared RA. We will just use a symbol of IA squared maximum RA equals your constant loss, the summation of mechanical loss plus shunt field copper loss. So this is part of the BL, this is part of the CL. And you can change copper loss into BT squared over RF or IF squared RF. You can change that shunt field copper loss. So IA maximum is simply equal to summation of ML plus PF. You can change PF into this formula or to this one, whichever is applicable, over RA. So this formula of IA maximum is for generator, also same as for motor. Same concept, same formula. The only difference is how to get their input and output power. Because based on power stages, we have different formula of the input and output power of generator and motor because they have reverse process. So in terms of maximum efficiency, they also have the same formula. Maximum efficiency is PO max over PO max plus twice of your constant loss times 100%. Still, this formula is applicable for generator and motor. Your constant loss again is this one. This is the constant loss. Some of you take the midterm exam that didn't understand this topic, and this is part of your midterm, which is very easy. And you just need to direct submit in the formula. You will get easily 10 points. But some of you didn't understand and memorize the formula. So please, if you want to pass the final exam, whatever I discussed to you, understand it and study it and try to solve many problems so you can have a muscle memory in the examination. If you don't work that hard, maybe it will be you will have the same result in your prelim and midterm. Just change your strategy. It is more on how you listen and study. So what is the difference? The difference is their power output. So in generator versus motor. So the PO max in generator is simply VT times IL max. And IL max in your generator is simply IA max minus IF. IF is BT over RF and your IA max must use this formula. Here in motor, PO max is equals to P in max minus total losses. Or your total losses is summation of ML plus summation of EL. So that is the difference. You need to analyze that these two have different formula of maximum power. How to get the P in max? P in max in motor is your BT times IL max. And how to get IL max in motor? That is different in generator. IL max in motor is IA max plus IF. So that is the difference. This is IA max plus IF. This is IA max minus IF. That is the difference in terms of generator and motor. So do you understand, class? And so I already summarized it to you so you can easily recall and understand the formula. Just use it in the problem solving and We are almost 70% in the final lecture. 30% is more on torque. So, do you have any questions? You can take the screenshot so you have a copy of this lecture. Take note, our lecture doesn't have any formula. All formula comes from our discussion. So, take a screenshot of this. And if you have question, you can raise your hand. Do you have question, guys? Na-screenshot nyo na? Na-screenshot nyo na, guys?
Kinukulit mo na.
Miss Pio, do you have questions? Miss Mavis?
Nabato ka mo.
No, ma'am.
No, yeah. It is, do you understand my discussion?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How about the Filipino student? Kailangan yung itaas ang ating bandila. Kailangan kayo mas mahusay. Okay, if you don't have any question, class rep, where are you? So class, please pay your class rep in your lecture, and that is the all lecture in finance. If I will give you additional lectures that is more on problem solving. So you can try to solve more problem and ready for the final exam. For the laboratory activity, we will be discussing it if we are already finished discussing all topics in finals. So the remaining time will be given to you to make your laboratory activity. Any question, class? Do you have questions? If not, I will dismiss your class. Thank you, and CGCR for the Monday activity. Thank you, class.
Thank you po.
Thank you, ma'am.